Catherine Stockett is an American novelist, and she is known for her novel The Help. Stockett grew up in Jackson, Mississippi, but after graduating from the University of Alabama with a degree in English and creative writing, she moved to New York City. Here, she worked in magazine publishing and marketing for about 9 years. The Help was published in 2009, and it spent more than 100 weeks on the New York Times bestseller list. The Help has since been published in 35 countries and 3 languages, and the novel is Stockett's first. It took her 5 years to complete, and was rejected by 60 literary agents before Susan Raymer agreed to represent Stockett. A film adaptation was released in 2009, with characters like Emma Stone, Viola Davis, Octavia Spencer, and Jessica Chastain. Octavia Spencer won the Oscar Award for Best Supporting Actress. The story is about African American maids working in white households in Jacksonville, Mississippi, during the early 1960s. The novel takes place in an America divided into traditionalists who believed in social differences and superiority of white people, and revolutionaries who want equality and aims at changing radically the society. We are in a period of civil rights movements and speeches of Martin Luther King. The Help tells the story of 3 women. Haybelline is a maid who takes care of children and cleans. In her life, she raised 17 children, and she knows which is her place in the world. Haybelline has to raise white children that one day will give her orders. She never has to talk if she is not asked, and she has to be quiet not to bother anyone.
You is kind, you is smart, you is important. You is smart, you is kind, you is important. Oh, that's so good.
Minnie is Haybelline's friend, who frequently tells employers what she thinks of them, resulting in her having been fired from 19 jobs. Minnie also takes after white children, and she has to tolerate a violent husband.
All right, I'm gonna do it. But I need to make sure she understands this ain't no game we playing here. Slide your chair from under that table. Face me. I need to see you square on at all times. I got to come up with your questions too?
Oh. Let's begin with where you were born.
Belzona, Mississippi, on my great auntie's sofa.
Skeeter is the daughter of a white family. She has just returned home after graduating, and she wants to become a writer. Skeeter is different from her friends, since she is ambitious. They just want to find a husband and have some children.
Haybelline, are you enjoying your new bathroom over at Elizabeth's? Nice to have your own. Isn't it, Haybelline?
Yes, ma'am. And I thank you.
Separate, but equal. That's what Ross Barnett says, and you can't argue with the governor.
Well, certainly not in Mississippi, birthplace of modern-day government.
After the degree, Skeeter starts working in a local newspaper, in which she writes about household tips. Skeeter knows nothing about cleanings, and Haybelline decides to help her. Skeeter wins Haybelline's trust, and they become friends. Skeeter decides that she wants to expose to the world in the form of a book the deplorable conditions of maids in the South. After several meetings with Haybelline, she finally agrees to tell her story. Minnie, despite her distrust of whites, agrees as well. Minnie has just been fired by Hilly, the racist, cruel, and spiteful queen bee of Jackson's young societies. The Help tells the story of Haybelline, Minnie, and other women. and the cruel society which keep them out from anything. Skeeter is very smart and has revolutionary ideas. She cannot tolerate the racism situation in Mississippi. In her city, women as Abilene and Minnie are discriminated every day. They have to eat in the kitchen far from white people, they have to use different dishes, and they cannot use the same bathroom of white people. These three women decide to tell stories that have never been told. They write a book from the point of view of black maids, in which they tell how it's difficult to work for white families. They are subjected to inhuman treatments. Abilene and Minnie finds the courage to tell the frustration, the anger, and the suffering they feel having any rights. The novel is about friendship, passion, will of redemption, and altruism, but also it talks about cruelty and ignorance. Stockett talks about people who have no rights just for the color of their skin. She talks about racial discrimination, lack of respect for another human being on the basis of his appearance. Skeeter, Abilene, and Minnie are brought together by a relationship of mutual trust, in which we are on their side, on the side of those who suffered and could not defend themselves. But despite this, they have had the strength to go against everyone and win. The film was released in 2011 and was directed by Tate Taylor. The film and the novel show important differences which the reader cannot ignore. However, the film is very accurate and faithful compared to the novel. The film, following the structure of the novel, is seen through Abilene's eyes. Some events have been totally changed, while others were omitted, even if, in my opinion, this cannot be considered essential for the whole story. For example, the mother of Skeeter in the film is kind and understanding, while in the book is described as a severe woman, almost cruel with the daughter. Another difference is in the fact that in the novel Abilene is the person who reveals Skeeter why Constantine went away, while in the film is the mother of Skeeter that tells her the truth. In the film, Skeeter has the idea to write a book on black maids, while in the novel the idea comes from Abilene's son. The relationship between Celia and Minnie in the book is described as a strong tie. They are friends and they share everything. They even cook together. In the film, their friendship is not underlined. It is superficially described. In the film, Minnie is not so described. She is given little space, while in the novel, whole chapters are seen from her point of view. Minnie is described as a strong, stubborn, moody woman who tells always what she thinks. Generally, the film is successful. It deals with a very delicate theme and a story with a compelling ending. The cast managed to give credibility and depth to the story. An extraordinary job carried out by all the actors in a wonderful way.